Oh, it's flipped. Delightful.
Needs to be more on you.
Oh, cool.
Which is weird because it's not flipped when they see it.
Yeah. Let me.
They see it.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So let me share.
Yeah. My channel. Oh, people are in here already.
Yes, they
Fans,
are.
Hello. We're going to be going through everybody's favorite sound check in a few minutes here. Wonder if it shows me that I'm live. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
How?
Does it say that I'm live? There it is.
Let's see. Oh, whoops.
It's upside down. The next thing is to set rules. And it'd help if I pull this guy. Uh-oh, there's a whole lot of wires on the bottom of this mic stand, so I got to pick it up and move it without knocking stuff over. This is going to be tough.
Live chat, if that's your bag.
No. That is that. That is that. I think we're good. Ready to do sound checks in a second here. And I see there's one super chat, but don't worry, the laptop will take care of that. And by laptop, I mean tablet.
Yeah.
Okay, how am I on me? I'm a little bit peaky. Let's see. Nick is on channel 1.
Yeah.
I'm on channel 2.
My hair's a friggin' mess. I love it.
Okay.
My hair's a mess.
Nick, mic check.
Yes, this is a mic check for me, Nick Roman. Should I say something else?
Someone says Nick sounds great. I may be too high. Turning myself down a little bit more. They're saying Nick sounds good. How am I? Mr. R is still too hot. Wow. We have the game set exactly. I am like 3 clicks down. Huh. Mic changes from it. You can hear an echo. Yeah, the echo you hear is the laptop or the tablet. Fine now? Fine now? Okay. 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 So now I can go mute this guy. There was this feature before where I can just see the super chat, so I can take care of them on my phone or on the tablet. But did that feature go away already?
Chat is not on slow mode.
No, I don't know how to do slow mode when I'm not using Studio. I don't get it.
That's weird.
This was such a handy feature, being able to just take care of the super chat via the tablet. I don't know. Maybe it'll come up after a minute or so.
Perhaps.
That option will come up after a minute or so. Anyway.
Hold for...
I'm sorry?
Are we going to hold for room tone?
Oh, right. Yeah, hold for room tone before we get this on.
Hey guys, welcome to RCR podcast number 53, Times New Roman.
Did I press record? Hey, look at me. I pressed record and everything.
Very nice.
We're good. We're
nice.
Good.
All right. All right. Welcome everybody to RCR podcast number 53, Times New Roman family car. I was going to make this a clickbaity title and say Roman's new car, but that wouldn't entirely be the case. I'm Nick.
I'm Brian. I'm already drinking.
Yeah, I'm back from just a holiday season that was kind of chaotic for me, and also a sinus infection. So that's kind of, just part of the reason why I haven't been around. But also the reason I haven't been posting any of the streams Brian has been doing is just because I don't have the raw audio, and when I rip it off of YouTube, like, it just sounds weird, and it's just a process. But yeah, how's your doing? Or how is your doing? How are you doing?
Doing fine. I'm looking forward to two things coming up. The first is the retreat from Moscow road rally in 2 weeks. Hopefully going to be doing it in Justin Lose's 1988 Yugo SV. So it's going to be 5 days in a Yugo. I will have, I don't know if I'm going to do like an entire, I better do like a summary story at the end of it. I guess in addition to like live video, probably on the Twitter, Dad. I will do either live streaming on Twitter, or if I'm at a hotel, maybe a live stream while we're on the road. Excuse me. And then lately, I've been working on RCR almost nonstop, every single day. Instead of doing my normal, take a day off during the week, I've been just powering through. Because I'm going to take, I think, the first vacation for myself in maybe 2 years. I don't know when the Mammoth mission was. I don't know if that was last week.
It was about 2 years. I think Mammoth mission was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm going back to New Zealand myself, just me. I will film a few things, but I'm only taking a GoPro with me. I thought about taking more stuff, but the more gear I have, the more in production mode I will stay. Yeah,
you're just going to have that nagging voice telling you, well, you could get this knocked out. Yeah, make the most out of this trip. Why don't you?
This is a vacation.
Yeah, it's for you.
I will drive probably a few things. One of my goals is to get my hands on a Toyota Caldina. Which is, what if Toyota made a WRX? That's what the WRX wagon. That's what a Caldina is. It's a turbocharged. You can get it naturally aspirated. Turbocharged all-wheel drive wagon. Yeah. They're saying volume up, Mr. Regular. Okay. They were saying I was too high before. Let's go up 2 clicks, and now I'm up 2 clicks.
Yeah.
Someone's 30-year-old boomer says GSX 650F review when? The GSX 650F will come out at the last week of this month. Most of it's already filmed. I need to film like some dumb, silly stuff in the interlude, which is a reminder for us. We may have to film some artsy fartsy piece.
Yeah.
Just like 2 minutes worth.
Yeah. The New Zealand trip is a nice segue into something that I wanted to talk about, because you're going to be gone. Wait, how long? It's like
21 days.
All right. So 3 weeks. So you're going to have an episode for the first 2 Mondays that you're gone. And then the third Monday is going to be me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be reviewing my mom's car, the car that she finally got after Lord knows it. Well, she got it back in November. So it's not like I'm saying that she just got it now, but previously on the RCR podcast, I was mentioning how my mother was searching for a car, 3 rows, preferably under 30 grand, but really her price point was around 24. And, she had all these other little requirements like an infotainment system and all this other, or an entertainment system, maybe have Wi-Fi in the car. But by the end of the day, she really didn't need any of those things. She didn't really care. So anyway, I'm going to be reviewing it, and it ended up being this. It's a 2015 Ford Explorer.
Oh, I think there's a cop behind me.
Oh no! But whoops! Hit the mic. I am a genius at this. No. Okay. So basically, what happened is we went to a Ford dealership, and basically this was kind of our last resort almost, because we had been to almost every dealership in the Tri-County area trying to find something along the lines of what my mom wanted. And Ford Explorer wasn't even on her radar, like at all. But she took it out on a spin on a whim, just because the guy's like, well, we have this Ford Explorer that's kind of in your price range. And so she took it out and she absolutely loved it. And basically it was one of those things where I said, well, if it were me, but because she wanted my opinion. But then I kind of remembered what you said of, at the end of the day, she's the one who's going to be driving it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be driving it at all, except probably when I review it. And so I can't say like, hey, this isn't, I was coming at it from like a car cred standpoint.
Yeah.
As opposed to where my mom's coming at it from of, I need something to transport all the kids and family and the accompanying luggage of a family. And so she basically just took it. And the reason it wasn't on her radar was because it was a price point thing. For the most part, all the ones in the area were above 30,000, and she ended up getting this one for 21.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice price for a relatively new Explorer.
Yeah. So she's really happy with it and hasn't had any problems yet. Now I would be kind of mad if there were problems with it already, but she's been enjoying it and not really having any problems, and loving all the extra room and all this other stuff, and being able to like see the grandkids and take them places and do stuff. And so, I don't know what I'm going to end up saying about it, but I am going to end up filming it sooner rather than later, because knowing Pennsylvania, it's just going to be garbage weather sooner rather than later. And so I'd rather just have all that footage banked, and then when it's time to actually start putting it together, because normally I wouldn't even be considering like doing an entire review where it's shot, like edited and narrated entirely by me, if the horse review hadn't gone over so well, because people enjoy like
the horse review.
Yeah. So I was kind of on a point where I can say like, okay, that's good. I can do this. Yeah. So rock and roll.
Yeah. And it'll be a big help because that's something my dad says. It was a big help. Not that that's a bad thing to say, but it's, it's like as you age, your farts smell like your dad's, and then you start talking like your dad's. So I'm going to be gone, but it's nice that the channel can continue in my absence. Of course, I'll be posting stuff from New Zealand, but it'll just be like GoPro and point of view footage. But some people like that sort of thing. Yeah. And
if I have like a stupid little thing, I could like send it to you, and all you have to do is just like hit post. Yeah. Basically. Because like people think I have the nuclear launch codes for the channel, and I don't, because it's just, there's no reason for me to, do any of that. But yeah.
This is an interesting question. Dear RCR, I'm not old enough to own a car. Is there anything car related someone could do if they don't have a license? So you're like 14. I want something car related to do. I think you can drive go-karts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you can absolutely drive go-karts. And also, I mean, there's nothing to prevent you working on a car, like
No.
learning how to work on one so that your understanding of a car by the time you are old enough to drive one is more comprehensive than a lot of other people on the road. So that
Yeah.
maybe if something's wrong, you can diagnose it right away. Because I was having that issue earlier, the late fall, early winter, whatever it is now, where my car wouldn't start and I thought it was the battery, turned out to be the fuel pump. And so I had to go get a new one of those. And that was just kind of annoying because it's funny. You don't realize how much of your car is just that thing that you need in your life until you don't have it. Because I went so long without having one in the first place because, being broken, all that other stuff. But once you have it and you lose it, all of a sudden it limits everything you're you're capable of doing.
Even if I didn't have, even if I'm not going anywhere today, it still bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah, because the option is being taken away from you.
Yeah.
It's like being told, oh, you can't have this, rather than it being your decision not to have this.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. Someone says here you get a motorcycle license at 14. Where's here?
Is that?
Yeah.
So I haven't forgot all the super chat questions since we started 15 minutes ago. Sanders, no question, just said, love you guys. Love you too, man. Thank you for your support. Workforce 520, who I will be meeting up with on one of the days when I pass through LA on the way to New Zealand. Thank you so much, dude. I'll buy you lunch when we're down there. Grimy Emu says, damn it, I was halfway through Pink Floyd's The Wall. Anyway, spend the cash well. I will. Cheers from Australia. Also very much missed the podcast. Yeah, our schedules just didn't line up over the past almost month over the holidays. And thank you, Grimy. Sean Brewer says, Roman, I missed you, you sexy beast.
Thank you. It used to be my nickname in high school. Beast, not the sexy part. But yeah, I know. Yeah.
Brandon Cardigan. It's not Cardigan. There's no D in that. Carrigan. Brandon Carrigan. Hey, want to do my W210 Mercedes wagon? I'm local. Well, year, make, model, city, state, regular cars at gmail.com. Include your phone number in the email. We do need to film a few things. Well, we're filming on Friday.
Yeah.
We're filming on Friday, and then there's two cars my asshole itched, but then I farted and now it doesn't itch anymore. And we're going to film, I think probably with Ted, because we were trying to scope out places to film like in the Lancaster area.
Nice.
That's different than the other two places we were at before.
Well, I actually have a friend who I think he sent an email. His name's Jamie. And if you check that out, he's semi-local. He's willing to come to wherever we say. And so I think one of them is a moped, maybe, or something along those lines.
For the summertime.
That'd be nice. I told him we didn't really know what we were doing for the spring yet. We're just trying because we're banked until I think late February. We're banked of videos.
Until 1 week before I leave. So we need to film. In reality, we need to film 4 cars before I go.
Yeah. But I'm thinking like in terms of, do we want to be filming as soon as you get back, though?
That's the question.
Yeah.
If the answer is no, we'd have to
do like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind doing. I'm free during the week too.
The part I said really comes down to their earlier starts because we have less sunlight.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate. Not that that's a problem, but I tend to rush the filming because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be done with this. Like if we're in Kutztown, I just want to go to Betty's. Or something like that.
I don't want to have to be out in this.
Which is weird because I can't wait. I'm glad that it's cold because I want to go skiing and I want all the trails to be opened at Blue Mountain ski area. And I hope they're blowing snow right the frick now. because they don't have Challenge open yet.
I mean, it would be weird if they weren't already.
Oh, I was out skiing at Blue Mountain already once, and they had like half the mountain open.
Huh.
They didn't have Paradise open, which is this long mile-long trail.
Mm.
They didn't have. Is it a mile long? I'll bet they measure it from the ski lift and then measure on the outside of every apex to get that thing up to a mile.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's kind of like measuring from the shaft versus measuring from the balls.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, they don't have Paradise open yet. Hit the mic. Sorry. Brian, the brain specialist, says, hello, just wondering if you'll be doing an RCR meet and greet whenever RCR Canada is a thing. Well, I think we better in Toronto.
Yeah.
Which tentatively is in August.
Yeah.
Also, I should resend my car because I sent mine a year ago. Yeah, or just find that email and bump it up. I mean, there's no guarantees because it's all convenience for us. Or when we do RCR Canada, at least it's probably going to be 4 cars. Film a day, dinner, film another day, dinner, then the meet.
Yeah, because it's kind of funny how little, and I don't mean this as kind of an indictment against anybody, but I think it's great for the people that we go to meet, but it's less fun for the viewers in the sense that people don't really like it when we do places. Kind of how people got really sick of Harris Hill Raceway in like 2 weeks. On the second week, people were like, I'm sick of this racetrack thing.
I think part of that was my fault because I didn't slice up the reviews and like put a home review in between it.
Yeah.
Because that becomes someone's entire month of entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is what I did with RCR Muncie. I filmed 3 cars there, but I haven't just done Muncie. I've put local reviews in it. So the shots aren't repeated. I plan to go back to Harris Hill probably myself in October. Was that?
Oh, that came from over there.
That was my phone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is this Dominic?
Possibly.
I'm feeling it's new toy, better picks, absolute death trap. I have no idea who this is.
Huh.
Because new phone, who dis? I'll figure out who that was in a second. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I plan to go back to Harris Hill Raceway for myself and actually learn how to race instead of just film cars there. Also, the Johnsons are coming to the United States in
very nice.
October. So they're going to be down in Texas. I invited them out to go race cars, which could be very good or disastrous because Juliet Johnson has risk-taking behavior and that she doesn't fear things.
Yeah.
I think Bryce would be fine. Juliet may just go into every single corner hot. So who knows?
Yeah.
Workforce 520 again. Jeez, thank you for the donation. Driving around in a 2019 Grand Caravan with 29 miles. I'm assuming that's a rental car, and that means you got a fresh one out of the fleet.
Yeah.
Unless you just bought one. Some people are buying Chrysler Pacificas brand new. I don't know
why you would do that.
I mean, well, go ahead.
No, I think to a certain extent, I think Chrysler is trying to do that image rehab thing where they make it seem like, oh, we're lush and we're luxurious and you can have this and look like you belong out on the town eating at a fancy bistro and it's parked outside, and maybe a valet could park this. If it's one of those bistros that has valet parking, you can give them the keys and say, there better not be any scratches on this when I get it back. No, but really, I don't care. But that type of thing. But I don't know if any of it's actually working. And that's kind of why I'm excited about the New York Auto Show this year. Just to kind of see what, sort of weird damage control. Well, not damage control, but like whatever weirdness Chrysler is bringing to the fore this time. I might actually go for 2 days this time to try to do more of a news-ish video, because there were hints of it in my video for last year's show, but I wanted to have maybe like a segment or two where, okay, this is what the car is, what it's going to be able to do.
Mhm.
And also look at these reveals, look at this stuff, blah, blah, blah. So it's not just like car show, you know, joke, 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 joke. Like there'll be jokes, but it's just kind of, you
Yeah.
know, I guess in a way, subconsciously, I'm trying to justify the press pass in a
Yeah.
way so that I'm actually there for informative purposes. Cause
I won't be.
it's more automotive.
I skipped out last year. I'm going this year, but all I'm going to do is review the bathrooms.
Nice.
That's everything. There's really not a single car in my New York Auto Show video. I'll get probably Raph would be up for that.
Yeah.
And I'll get the wireless lav on me. I'm just gonna have my I think my Panasonic.
Yeah.
And be like, or I'll say, hey, Patrick George, come into the bathroom with me.
What's funny is that all the bathrooms in the Jacob Javits Center more or less look exactly the same, like the public ones, unless you go downstairs to the more or less like stuffed off ones near where the baggage claim is, like the gender fluid bathroom or the I forget what it is that, you know, men and women can basically like take dumps right next to each other. That was fun at New York Comic Con where
that was so weird when we were in the YouTube space in LA and I had to take a shit. And it was the weirdest thing because I realized there's women in this bathroom with me.
Yeah.
And yes, we're in the type of stalls with it's not just a piece of metal between. There is like drywall, coping. There are tiny little rooms.
Yeah.
With a door that almost felt like a solid core door. But you can still hear stuff. And a nasty ass blaster is always loud.
Yeah. I mean, like you're not blasting it through the partition, but much like sound, scent carries.
Yeah, grunting. This is low frequencies. This is...
And it's also that thing of, okay, everybody in the world knows that everybody in the world takes dumps and that nobody's smells great. And yet you're worried about kind of the silent judgment of a person you're never going to see again.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I was at, of just, you know, I'm doing my heathen business in this stall that, you know, it's just some woman has to wriggle out of her princess bubblegum play to go like take, wow. Yeah. It's just something that I don't know. The Javits Center is rich for sort of bathroom analysis, but yeah.
Anyway, Hurricane Ian says, you guys really like the Kia Stinger that much? Thank you for your donation, Hurricane. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I found it delightfully pleasant in everything it does and fast. I found nothing wrong with it except the back seat was kind of tight. Ooh, that's it. Mechanical Dan says, thinking about the Stinger. What's up? I think that's a great idea. You will. Everybody who I've talked to said, yes, great, nice. And honestly, if you gave me an equal amount of money, I think you get more car with a Stinger than you do with like a BMW 5 Series. You're going to be happier with the Stinger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, Aaron R. Abril.
Yeah.
Still got motorcycles and Malays for you in South Arizona to review and ride. Is there a term for winga types? Oh, yeah. The winga dinga types mansplaining, car-splaining to you. Email sent. I got your email, and I know what you're talking about. I got it earlier tonight. And thank you for your donation, Aaron. No, I mean, it's just typical car-splaining, mansplaining. Like you said, I don't know if there's a specific term. Jeremy Clarkson called it car bores. Those types are awful when you tell them you know what they're talking about when they start to explain what a double pumper is, and they go, "Oh, okay." Anyway, and they keep explaining it. There was a guy in the sauna who was like that. He was super cool, and he was interested in the work I did because I told him I work for Road and Track, and then he talked about this and that. When mansplaining types, and I'm guilty of it myself because all car guys do is just spout facts at each other.
Sorry, I gotta refill my ginger tea.
Nick brought an entire air pot with him.
Yeah, my mom got me this for Christmas because I brew obscene amounts of ginger tea, which is basically ginger root. Oh, absolutely, yes. Ginger root that I slice into thin chips and then boil in water with cinnamon sticks and cloves. And that it comes out, it's good for, I guess, inflammation, digestion, all this other stuff. And it tastes great, and it's a little spicy going down. I love it.
I wonder if I get ginger and if I just zest the heck out of it, can I just pour it in the coffee pot? Actually, I don't know if ginger goes with coffee.
I've never tried it before, but sorry, I forgot how hot that was going to be, how hot this keeps it. So I just burn the crap out of my mouth. Oh, I'll live.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Aaron, it's carb splaining. Maybe that could be a word. Yeah. Hurricane Ian, thank you for your donation. I have a CLS 63 AMG, and I got a few sports cars, and I'm thinking about trading in the AMG for the Stinger again with the Kia Stinger.
Yeah.
All right. You got an AMG, which is kind of aspirational. Look, the Stinger is going to be faster. You buy an AMG because you want a Merc. I don't. Jeez. You need my seal of approval for this move. You're right. That is hot.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough question. What would I do? I don't know if I could ever get a Mercedes apart from like a 300D. Because none of them really excite me at all. I'm just not a Mercedes guy. So my answer would be yes, trade it for a Stinger. But do you care about being seen? Because you won't be seen in a Stinger. Stingers don't look like anything. They blend in. They're very nice on the inside. They're very quick, but they don't turn heads. So the question you have to ask yourself is how much do you care? And be honest with yourself. How much do you care about the opinions of others? I do care about the opinions of others. That's a reason why sometimes when I'm feeling down, and I know, boo-hoo, YouTuber feeling down about something. What do you have to be complaining about? I know, right? But we all have emotions. And when I'm feeling down, and if it's a nice day, I'll take the Falcon out for a ride, and people will wave at me, and there will be the approval of others, and I'll feel fine. Yeah. So that's why I keep the classic car. No thoughts? Okay.
No. At the risk of being Robin Gibb in the Barry Gibb talk show, I mean, I think you pretty much said it all there. So, but also, yes, it's a first world problem for YouTubers not to be in a great mood sometimes. But, you know, everybody has their own private struggle. And sometimes just because other people have it harder doesn't necessarily invalidate the idea that you're not having it going great yourself. It's not a March Sadness tournament where we're all racing to the bottom.
March Sadness.
Yes. Of who has it the worstiest
of
all. But yeah, I mean, it's selective empathy in a way of we kind of figure out ways to cope with our own problems by choosing not to feel bad about everything. It's kind of like the people who say, well, why are you upset about this when there are starving children in wherever and so, or this news story, feel bad about that. It's like, we can't feel bad about everything. Like we can't afford to give, or like we can empathize with people, but we can't afford to dedicate all of our empathy to a wide swath of bad, negative, like sad stories,
right?
Because how else are you supposed to keep your head above water otherwise? I mean, there's all these other things of like, I'm a hypochondriac, so I assume everything is wrong with me. So like, I can't watch those sort of like health stories that are on the news because then I just assume like that's wrong with me too. Like before I went and got diagnosed with a sinus infection, I just assumed like, okay, well, I'm wondering what's killing me this time. Of like, there's any number of health things that I assume are, going to be debilitating or going to kill me. And it's a stupid way to think and live. And so you just got to like think past that, because when you're a kid, when you're sick, you just accept that you're sick and it's temporary and it'll pass. But for some reason, when you get older, you assume that everything is chronic and debilitating, or will be. And you let that anxiety sort of permeate in your brain to the point where you're not really functioning optimal level. So I don't know. That kind of went on a weird tangent there, but sometimes I get in my head like that.
There's this weird thing I've been like, when I relax my hand, it goes to this position. And I notice it takes some effort to hold my hand open. I mean, I wonder if it's just me sitting at the computer a lot that my hands default to a curved position. A lot of it is meeting this one machinist one time. He was a great machinist, helped me out. But his hands couldn't open anymore. They only opened about this much. So he had to live a life with the hands that were always, half closed. I guess it was from gripping steel for like 40 years. His hands never opened anymore.
Damn.
The finger that opened the most was his pinky. So he would like pick things up, crunch it in his hands like this. Right?
Yeah.
Odd. So I've been looking at like stretches, learning that, and this is all today, that the muscles that are in your fingers are really connected to your go all the way back to your forearm. So to stretch your hand out, it's just this motion. It's just pulling it back.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough because you can't allow yourself to look things up on the internet, or else it's going to be Nightmare City where everything is the worst possible thing. But also it's kind of like the health system being what it is. I got to go to a doctor and then get a referral. And then when I go to see the specialist, they perform their like routine examination before they send you in for whatever it is. And then it's more waiting. So it's, I have bad enough anxiety just facing the day, but when you're saying like you're waiting and you're testing and all this other stuff, it's like, it's paralyzing in a way. And I try not to think about it. Like, and that's why, I don't really go to the doctor unless it's something serious. I have my yearly physical, and I will go if there's an issue. But for the most part, it's just hard for me to really, well, also from bad experiences of being sent in for like all sorts of imaging, and then it ends up being something that, was 1 week from going away, and you always tell yourself like, just wait it out. Yeah. It's like being on Survivor and trying to figure out when to play the hidden immunity idol or not. Like, it's weird, but turn your head and cough.
Right.
But yeah.
Hurricane Ian. You guys donating and asking about the Stinger, says Mechanical Dan. Yes, that's what they did. And thank you, Mechanical Dan, for your donation. Hurricane Ian. I have an R8, Audi R8. Wow. RX-7 FD. Wow. 3000 GT VR4. You're going hard in the 9 and well, not the 2000s with the R8. And a Nissan 350Z. And I don't need the CLS 83, and I'm thinking about a Stinger. I'm thinking the Stinger can just be a nice daily I don't have to care about. Dude, if you have all those performance cars, just get a Honda Accord V6 or Hurricane Iron. You have all the fun cars you need. You don't need a Stinger. Stinger is fast. You need an car, as Justin Burness says. You just need a I don't care. Maybe Hurricane Iron, the real fun would be just buying a $3,000 Toyota Corolla. Be like, enjoy I worked hard. I have all these nice cars. Have a shit box. The thing is, that Corolla is not going to break. Get yourself a nice head unit and be done with it. That's my suggestion to you. If you really have to have something fast, Honda Accord V6. I guess what your daily would be an automatic. You didn't tell me which of these cars were manual. I hope the R8 is a manual. I don't, for the price to insure that Stinger, you could buy some early 2000s Toyota that isn't going to go bad ever, unless that's a problem for it. Which some people it may be. They can't be seen in base model cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's easier to get something like a Corolla that isn't going to break on you because life gives you enough to worry about anyway.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to worry about your car. But also, you're not tying as much to its value, in the sense of worry. Like, I have a certain amount of worry that's married to my car relative to its value. But if you're getting a Corolla, like, how worried are you really going to be if it breaks down somehow? Yeah. Like, just go get another one. Well,
just go get another one. Oh, it's going to be $1,000 to fix. All right. $350 in scrap. Go buy another $2,000 car.
Yeah. As long as it passes inspection.
Chuck Fish 6. Any thoughts on an RCR ski trip? As long as I didn't have to entertain people. I mean, I did one by myself. Well, I went with Eric Pedersen and Matt Farah out to Mammoth Lakes, California. So that was a ski trip. I never went to Killington, and I have a desire to ski in New Zealand, but that means missing out on summertime here.
Yeah.
And I enjoy summertime here. Not that it isn't world-class skiing, or I could go to Colorado. I think I'll go to Colorado sometime.
Yeah, absolutely could go to Colorado.
Yeah. I'll probably go there. That's my idea. Fly out, probably take my boots with me because I got these flipper feet that are fitted to my feet. Anyway. And thank you for your donation, Chuck Fitch. Zio Down. Lemons Rally, full in the Vagabond Falcon roadkill style win. The Falcon, I like too much, and it's not a roadkill type car. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of that car is it's pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
I don't beat on it. In fact, Bruce told me to stop doing burnouts with it. He wants that car to last. So I am doing a Lemons Rally at the end of, and I talked about it in the beginning of this, I'm doing Retreat from Moscow in 2 weeks. So if anybody's on the Retreat from Moscow, you know the dates. You're going to know where we are or where I am. Nick's not going along with that. It's going to be myself and Justin Lose 5 days in a Yugo. So in the cold, it's going to suck. It's going to be good. And I'll have videos from that. Nate Pranitis?
Pranitis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nate Pranitis. Hello, Mr. R and the Roman. I sent an email a couple months ago offering my 2006 Cadillac ATS 2.0 turbo all-wheel drive coupe for review. In my honest opinion, it's underrated. And an offer to be your Boston fixer. Hope to hear from you soon. Well, thank you for your donation to ask me a follow-up on the email. I do want to come to Boston, but again, we have other trips planned, and I've talked about this before. The Boston trip is going to be difficult because it's a congested city and not friendly toward driving around.
Yeah. Well, no city we've been to has really been friendly about driving around.
That's true.
So that's why we usually go on the outskirts. The closest that we got to downtown of a major city was when I had that panic attack when we were driving down on the outskirts of Chicago.
Yeah.
Because I had to really take a leak, and I have really bad stage fright, and I thought I was just gonna go all over the Echo, and so you just and then had an empty cup, and I was trying to go. It's just all this other stuff, and we were looping around Millennium Park and all this other stuff because there was some kind of parade going on.
Yeah,
and it was a complete nightmare.
It took an hour to go a few blocks.
It was just a complete mess, even worse than any traffic we've ever hit in LA. That's ridiculous. But yeah.
Nate, so Boston, I guess. What?
Oh, Nate followed up, said there are plenty of suburbs close to Boston to film.
It would have to be.
It would have to be. Yeah.
Bob said we are not bored with RCR goes to places. Good.
Nice. How early in the morning did you have to wake up to get the name Bob before anyone else?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can change it to whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Jay doesn't have a question, Jay Genson, but thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, Jay. Crazy Ivan 2 times. Wouldn't be a podcast without you. Regular gun review. For those looking, I am a terrible writer, but I'm going to give it a shot. Good. Please do it. I think there are plenty of people reviewing the same guns over and over and over again. There are plenty of gun channels. I honestly, my favorite channel to, because I know very little about firearms, I like ForgottenWeapons.com with that Ian guy, because he talks in a kind of, please take this in which it's intended, pleasant to listen to NPR voice, which is uncharacteristic of most gun channels, which feel they need to maintain the WCW level of promotion surrounding a gun.
Yeah.
Whereas Ian simply says, look, this is a weapon. It's a kind of serious thing. And let's talk about the history. I suppose the older gentleman, Hickok 45, simply talks about the firearm. It is what it is. He does get political from time to time, but it is his channel, and he's free to do with it what he chooses.
And I think that's kind of the difficult thing with guns, in that, all right, regular gun reviews, people would be expecting us to do the same thing that we do with cars, when a gun carries with it more gravitas, I think. Requires a certain level of, well, for lack of a better term, respect, in that this is something, well, okay.
There are people who flat out hate cars in general.
Yeah.
But even they can smell their own hypocrisy, because if it wasn't for the automobile, their quality of life wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the Western Hemisphere, we don't have the greatest public transit, and we don't have a good rail system, as opposed to like Europe, UK. So everything that you have got to you on a vehicle, all the stuff that you need to live. In terms of being reactionary to firearms, well, now we're getting into world politics. We're getting into the psychology of the individual and questions about, this one term, I forget what it was. Self-determinism.
You're kind of figuring out the self.
In that,
by having your opinions reinforced?
No, I mean by having require lots of gym time and MMA training.
I know some people who feel the same way about cars, who probably wouldn't feel that way about guns.
Really?
That they feel more of they level up more with a car than they would from having a gun.
Oh yeah, like I am much happier driving a car that I'm interested in than someone bringing me, say, a Stray or Og.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, this is a
carry, and he has a license to carry, and every time I go out with him, like, I feel safer in a way. In a strange way, I do feel safer.
Right, because it's not on you.
It's not on me.
Because if you even if you're in the right in Pennsylvania, you shoot someone, you're still going to jail.
Yeah,
they're still going to arrest you.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, there's somebody who knows the law better, but it's like no one hands.
Yeah,
no, it's not Red Dead. No, than it was if you had probably just recognized that you were in a bad neighborhood or the bar was getting crazy.
Yeah,
and it would have been best. It would have been a lot more. You would have had better self-preservation.
Oh,
is this because I?
Like, hey, I'm here, and now it decides to die again.
That is so weird.
Working. Well, at least the thing is still. And now they're saying, okay, good, lag.
All right. Damn, this sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good lag. All right. Damn, this.
Sorry, I'm.
Sucks. Yeah, it does. All right. Damn, I'm looking at the wow. This is at almost 100% PC usage.
Huh.
The CPU usage of this computer is at 90%. It's definitely pod.
Hmm.
Or iPod. What am I talking about? MacBook. Yeah. Yeah, where's my phone? I'm going to take a picture of this. This is what my computer is doing during the podcast.
Well, I mean, at least the Zoom is still running. So if you're listening to this on iTunes or any of the other services that we post the podcast on, then yeah, we're sorry. I have to sort of.
We're using half of the memory and almost 100% of the 100% of the CPU.
Yeah.
To run us. Yeah, they're saying tweet this picture.
Yeah, it's got a yeah. Man, I love how like it's frozen and it looks so defeated in the part. Someone at Bryce Taylor asked this podcast is on Spotify, and no, and the reason is because Spotify does not support Shout Engine, in that if your RSS feed host isn't on their list of like approved hosts, you can't get your podcast on Spotify, and Shout Engine isn't on that list like yet. So I haven't been able to get the podcast on Spotify. But yeah, it's just meh. It's I'm just looking at some of the other things people are posting. Ooh, somebody on Bumble likes me. Open Bumble to see who it is. I'm going to do that. Yeah, all right. So yeah, let's see. It's from Schuylkill Haven, so I mean it's not that far of a drive.
Why can't I tweet this? I did what you told me to. Save draft. Drafts. I'm moving it around so you can't see it.
This should be working now. I'm literally just swiping on Tinder now until the thing comes back.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if the thing is just going to die on me or die on us,
yeah,